IEP Urgent Care and Henry Ford Jackson Hospital Emergency Services physician, Dr. Jacob Sinkoff. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Bart.
Yeah, welcome back.
I get an afternoon spot this. I was out of town last week, so thanks for fitting me in.
Oh yeah, it's awesome to have you here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So what's Thanksgiving like at your place?
So we generally go to my mother and father-in-law's house. They live here in town in Jackson. My wife's from Jackson, so that's what we're going to plan on doing tomorrow. I work tomorrow.
Oh no.
But I have the early shift, so I'll be out in the afternoon. So we'll still have Thanksgiving dinner and lots of football.
Yeah.
The Lions are going to be finally something to watch. So
it's amazing, and I know everyone's very excited about the Lions.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we noticed. I feel like I should do a study on this. Like sporting events, whether it's the Michigan State when they have a team, or the Michigan Ohio State game, pretty sure it affects our ER volumes. Pretty confident it does. Even the Lions on Sunday, but especially noticeable this year during the Michigan games. During the game times, I think we see a dip in volume. But it'd be interesting to see. I don't know if anyone's ever published anything like during the Super Bowl and whatever. So usually what happens is we get people before and people after. So kind of interesting.
yeah,
So
it's bleeding a lot, but I got to wait till the end of the game.
oh, you'd be surprised. Anything to not miss the game. So
Well, this is one that really most people have not witnessed the Lions at this state where. 8-2 at Thanksgiving. In fact, 1962, when the Lions they played the Packers on Thanksgiving Day in 1962 and went 9-2 at that win.
okay, so they won.
Yeah, so they won. They could win. They would be repeating history, which would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully, but yeah. So even with football and Thanksgiving and all that, we'll be in the ER. So.
We're discussing a study before the show that 2/3 of Americans overeat on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And another study shows that 43% of Americans have issues with constipation on a regular basis. Again, it does have to do with eating.
Yeah.
But does overeating, are there eating issues that you see on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so there can be a lot of issues, and we'll go into food safety a little bit too. But one of the main things is overeating. You get so excited, family's there, you're talking about good stuff or bad stuff. I think either or, it doesn't matter. It'll cause you to keep eating. Lots of salt too. So you overeat and. Can cause a lot of issues, not necessarily while you're eating, but in hours afterwards with overeating, and even days too with excessive salt intake causes your body to hold on to fluid. So a lot of times in the hospital, a couple days, even up to a week after Thanksgiving, we'll see a lot of people come in with excess fluid because of the excessive salt intake, and it can be just from one meal.
Wow.
Can really cause that sort of thing too. And I think whether it's Thanksgiving or not Thanksgiving, lots of issues with constipation. Some of the things that can help relieve that, as you can guess, are healthy foods, which we probably don't eat enough eat enough. Fruits, vegetable things high in fiber can really help with that. And I was kind of surprised the 42%. I bet you it's probably in real life higher than that, or more people have constipation. But
might not be something people are willing to admit.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. So, yeah, fruits, vegetables, keeping well hydrated with fluids and everything like that too. So, and the other thing we'll see a little bit of too is some food poisoning too. So, one of the big causes of food poisoning in the country is poultry. So, chicken, turkey, and people a lot of times don't cook whole turkeys throughout the year, and this is the only time of year people will do it. So, it can cause some issues with food preparedness. I think the CDC. I think turkey's 165 degrees Fahrenheit is what you're supposed to cook it to.
Yeah, so many people. There are so many ways to cook turkey, and people come up with new ideas every year.
Yep.
The turkey fryer is popular.
Yep.
Slow roasting in the oven at a low temperature is not a good idea because of the temperature issue.
They recommend if you're cooking in the oven at least 325 degrees. And I think no matter what way of cooking, whether it's frying, make sure the turkey is not frozen when you start. So properly thaw the turkey in an ice bath or in the refrigerator overnight to make sure it's thawed.
Don't
Or
leave
else
it on
you'll
the do not leave it on the counter overnight.
No, not supposed to do that, because then it'll get too warm and you won't realize it. Yep. So.
Yeah, I actually saw, and I've not tried this myself, but a food writer for Slate, who is a chef as well, has said that if you put your turkey in the oven frozen, you can, but it takes 50% longer to cook, and always use the thermometer and make sure it's reached that interior temperature.
Yeah, 165 degrees is, I believe, where they recommend turkey. So having a food thermometer to check, and like I said, not very many people cook whole turkeys throughout the year, so it's something that's new, and so important to do that.
And there's food that's left out for hours and hours on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, throughout the day, the family keeps. So that kind of room temperature, especially when the food was warm, what it does is promotes the growth of the bacteria. And then as long as that food's not refrigerated, that bacteria continue to replicate, which is why you can get food poisoning by eating that. So when you're done eating, put it in the fridge and rewarm it later is important too.
I hear people say, "Oh, I got food poisoning," and you'll ask, "Well, when did you eat last, or what did you eat?" And it's like, "Well, yesterday morning I had this bad, I think," but it doesn't take a day and a half to get.
So that's a good question. There's a couple different types of food poisoning. So sometimes it can take up to 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah, if you ingest the whole bacteria. There's certain types of food poisoning that happens much quicker, where bacteria can make these preformed toxins, and if you ingest the toxins, it can cause, symptoms within an hour. But you can also ingest bacteria, which affect the body and can take a little bit longer too. So depending on the type of bacteria, whether it's preformed toxins, sometimes there can be a little bit of difference in regards to how long it can take for you to get ill.
Food poisoning, I guarantee you, will ruin your Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yep. And your football watching too. Well, I guess it depends where you have a TV, but probably.
Well, we've had some really mild weather, but it's going to start getting colder. But I'm hearing COVID. I know there's a local nursing care facility that I know where I heard they had 17 cases, and I said, "Oh wow, the whole place?" No, just in this one wing.
Yeah, and that's how fast these can spread, especially when you're in close proximity to whether it's patients or just within the house or an apartment. It goes really through. And a lot of the assisted living nursing facilities do a good job is when there's a positive case, isolating that patient to make sure they don't get out, bringing meals to them can really help. But a lot of times, by the time the patient has symptoms, it's already, everyone's else already been exposed.
Excuse me.
All go throughs.
On that, there is the Paxlovid, which is recommended if you test and develop, but it's like a short window when you can take that, right?
Correct. Yeah. Usually we recommend within a 5-day window, and the people that are at highest risk with underlying lung disease. We highly recommend taking the Paxlovid, but only effective within 5 days of onset of symptoms. So the sooner the better. Get tested if you're starting to have symptoms, so you can start that medicine. And it's always important too. The Paxlovid will cause some interactions with different medicines or certain other, just make sure doctor, pharmacist can look through some medications. You can't take the Paxlovid. Just because of the way it's metabolized in your liver. It can affect levels of other medications. So important to think about that too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, because for so many, the symptoms are milder now than when you first had it.
Yep.
They just kind of, just write
it's
it
the
out.
cold, but then, even going to visit a family member, I know especially on the holidays is an important time to go see family members if they're in assisted living or a nursing home. If you are having symptoms, even if they're mild, thinking about wearing a mask or just not going to visit until you feel better, because, it takes one person going in to expose someone, and then, 17 people in a unit are all exposed and can get
it got in there somehow. And it's not just COVID, it's everything. And if you're sick, stay home.
Yep. Yeah, I think we used to preach that before, but now even with COVID, it's just better just to stay home.
Yeah.
So,
All right, is there a lot of pressure for you to go to the in-laws for Thanksgiving?
No, there's pressure. I choose. I like going.
No, but I mean,
oh,
once you're there, do you feel like you're not doing anything right, or are you contributing in any way?
no, they keep it easy on me. Yeah,
Right.
my 2.5-year-old likes to try to bake and help, so she provides enough help. But yeah, no, I'm lucky. I'll sit and watch football, and everything will be
nice.
made. And I'm working tomorrow too, so I have a built-in excuse. Even if I was
Yeah.
supposed to be cooking, I was like, I'm gonna be at work. So
Oh, you've got a maid. You work,
Yep.
and then you're home in time for the Lions, and you just could lay on the couch.
it's gonna be
You worked all day.
It's gonna be a perfect day tomorrow. It's gonna be a perfect day. I'm excited to go to work, and then I'll go and watch the Lions. What time do they start?
1,
One.
12.
12:30.
12:30.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'll probably miss just the beginning of it, but everyone will have it on, and every patient room I'll go into, I'm sure the game will be on. So
Yeah.
I'll catch.
Well, I hope you have a
Bits and
light
pieces.
day at the
Thank you.
hospital. Thanks, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for having me.
Dr. Jacob Sinkoff from IEP and Henry Ford Jackson Hospital. Well, next we